Palia does a lot of stuff right. From the outside, it looks like just one of those cozy games. You know the games I'm talking about? Remember that one Direct that had all of those farm sims, but most of them ended up not being the best farmer in the room? Animal Crossing New Horizons really opened up the door to the cozy community, and everyone wants a piece of the pie. The goal for these games is to capture our hearts and to stand out compared to the rest. And in some ways, Palia does that. First off, this is one of the few cozy games, farm sims out there that lets you play online. None of these will have multiplayer eventually promises. It's here now, and it's beautiful. You can run around with your friends and play the game either alone or alongside your favorite people. While Palia is an MMO, it's not your typical MMO. You won't find hundreds of people waiting around a town's central location because there aren't hundreds of people in a server. Which might sound weird. Yeah, MMO, you expect a bunch of people around everywhere. But honestly, this is way better. I've played enough MMOs that I've realized having hundreds of people around, it isn't beneficial at all. They get in the way, they steal your resources, they make questing so difficult. This is so much better. There are always resources available if you know where to look. It keeps the cozy vibes. This isn't cozy. This is cozy. Speaking of resources, if you didn't see my last video, Palia's resource mechanic works a bit differently than you're probably used to. Instead of only one person being able to grab the resource node, you can share it. Everyone who touches the rock, tree, animal, bug, whatever you're going for, will always get the same loot. What's the benefit of actually playing with your friends? Once you've upgraded your tools above the original makeshift tools that you get at the beginning of the game, your tools do have durability. Every time you hit the resource holder thing, you know what I mean, the tree, the rock, the animals, whatever resource you're collecting, your tool loses durability with each swing. So if you have other friends helping you, you'll lose less durability. Grab enough people and you'll only have to hit whatever you're hitting once, and then boom, there's your loot. My favorite things to share are bugs. If everyone's fast enough, you are all able to throw a smoke bomb at a bug and get the loot, even if it's something that only requires one hit to catch. After you throw the smoke bomb, there's a second or two where the bug is immobile. During this time, anyone can throw theirs at the bug and also get the loot. Anyway, long story short, resource sharing is the best thing ever. Every MMO should include this. I hate competing with other players just to get iron or chop a tree. This is the smartest idea ever. Another thing Palia did right, no energy, and also no sleeping is required. While I do enjoy games like Stardew Valley, sometimes trying to pay attention to the time is just annoying. We pay enough attention to time in real life. I don't want to pay attention to it when I'm trying to relax playing video games. While an energy system could work in an MMO style game, sleeping kinda doesn't really work since everyone who is playing needs their time synced together. You can't just have one person going to bed and progressing 12 hours. Imagine waiting for an entire server of people to go to bed at the same time so you can proceed to the next day. It's hard enough with a few people in Stardew Valley or Dinkum. So instead of energy, Palia has focus. Unlike energy in most farm sim games, focus isn't a required mechanic. It serves to give you extra XP when you perform different mechanics. So if you don't have any focus on your bar, you're just getting the standard amount of XP. You aren't really penalized for not gaining focus by eating food. Instead, you're rewarded for spending the extra time to get that little bit of food in your virtual body. Similar to Animal Crossing, you can stay up all night and play the game, which allows the game to give you creatures that you can find only at night. Instead of Stardew and you're rushing for the last few hours of the night, nah, you got the whole thing. You don't have to go to bed at 2. Just stay up until 6 like a normal person does. So make sure you're fishing and catching bugs at all hours of this beautiful clock. Probably my favorite skill in this game, hunting. Palia does hunting so well. I know it's sad to poof these beautiful creatures into extinction, but God, it's so satisfying. When you arc your arrow so well over the hill that it just precisely hits that Sernuk, ooh, there's no feeling like it. As you level up hunting, you can craft better arrows that have more poofing strength, aka more damage per arrow, so you'll have to use less arrows, and better bows that can shoot further. I really hope they expand on this mechanic. I want more things to shoot. Maybe little mini games like breaking some targets and winning a prize. I don't know, something. I want more, but I always want more, so what else is new? Cooking is another mechanic that is really fun. I mentioned this in my last video. Again, plug, if you haven't seen the video, why not? But Palia is one of the few games that has cooking as a mini game. Instead of clicking a couple buttons to make a recipe and watching your character do all the work, you're the one that has to do all the work. You're chopping vegetables, rolling out the dough, stirring and sniffing your final product. This is why focus isn't a required mechanic. Maybe you don't like the cooking minigame, or you don't feel like cooking. You can either use the campfire and do the whole let the game cook for me thing, you can go buy food with gold from Rest Shop at the inn, or you can even request different dishes from your fellow Palians. No matter how you want to play this game, there is a way for you to play it. The next best feature this game has, placing furniture. Okay, I know it sounds weird, but hear me out. We have our normal Animal Crossing way to decorate. Your house is a grid filled with these squares where you can place items. You can turn it in 4 directions and construct something cute. These are very simple design mechanics. But now we've got Palia. These squares in the grid for the house are way smaller, which means you have many more options on where to place each piece of furniture. And you can rotate the furniture in 24 different directions. That's right, these things have so many diagonal options. It's insane in the best possible way. It's nice to be able to place stuff diagonally after playing New Horizons for 3 years. Everyone's houses are going to look so amazing with all the customization mechanics we have. Again, something I mentioned in my last video, plug it more, Cora. But you can turn the grid off for ultimate decoration. You can literally customize every pixel of your house and your plot. Once you level up your furniture crafting high enough, you'll gain access to the Modification Bench, which allows you to customize the color of your furniture items. You'll be able to match whatever beautiful aesthetic your heart desires. Between rugs outside, these adorable plushes, and being able to craft a ton of furniture, it seems like there are endless possibilities to do what you want. You can even place items on this shelf? Like, what? Why is this so good? We can stack stuff on top of stuff? Oh my god, I love this game. And your friends can help you decorate or destroy your plot if you'll let them. Finally, a game that lets you have other people decorate your stuff for you. Decorating's always been a struggle for me. Now that I can nicely force my friends to let me borrow their magical touches of interior designness, I feel unstoppable. It's nice to be able to collectively create something beautiful with the people around you too. Okay, that was a lot about the mechanics of the game, but what about the story? I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've probably sunk a decent number of hours into Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. One of my biggest gripes with these games is a lack of lore or a main story. They're still fun, don't get me wrong, but other than my completionist brain, they don't really give me a reason to keep playing. I have to come up with my own goals, which I don't mind doing, but Palia does all the work for me. Because it's an MMO, it has the added benefit of a main storyline as well as villager storylines. Sure, you could say that Stardew Valley has some villager stories, and yeah, they are interesting to listen to and discover, but that's all it is, just their story. And their story doesn't really tie into something bigger, because there isn't a main storyline. I mean, besides the fact that, your grandpa died and now you have his farm. That's the story. Stardew does have some cool stuff, though, like Shane giving you blue chickens once your friendship level with him is high enough, but that doesn't really add anything to the overall story for me. Palia has a whole main quest, and without spoiling too much, the main idea of the lore is that Kilima is a place that used to be inhabited by humans. But something happened long ago that completely wiped out the human race. These ruins that you see around everywhere are thought to be the ruins of the ancient humans. The main story quest takes you on a whole adventure with Gina uncovering the mysteries of the past. Similar to Stardew, the other characters around Kilima also have their stories, but unlike Stardew, we're in a world that isn't familiar. Their universe is a mystery, the government, the lifestyle, the magic. We don't know anything about any of it. This makes raising friendship with the other villagers worthwhile. Each time you get a little more friendly with the NPCs, you learn more about their world. Palia seems to be a bit more fleshed out than your normal cozy game. Kind of on the same page, Palia's aesthetic and vibes are top tier. They nailed this world design. You can really get immersed into this environment even though it's full of magic, fantasy, and animated characters. It's a great place to escape to. Everything from the world design to the music just oozes cozy. Ooze probably wasn't the best word to use there, but it works. Leave me alone. The NPCs feel alive with their usual life sim schedules and their animations when conversing with them. You can tell there's a lot of love and effort that has been poured into this game. My other favorite part? It's free to play. You can get cozy vibes all for the low price of free. But of course, nothing can be completely free. There are monetization options in-game if you do wish to buy stuff. However, the items that can be purchased are completely optional, and they don't give you any kind of advantage. The devs explain that the monetization in Palia will only ever be cosmetic. They'll never put content behind a paywall, and there won't be a rotating store or loot boxes. We got Zeki coins anyway. This is all I need for loot boxes or gacha. While premium shops might always be a sore spot for people, I feel like Palia's is pretty fair. First off, there's a bunch of free clothing already that are very well designed and I tend to wear a lot. You're not left out if you aren't buying anything in this game. But if you do open up the premium shop, there are tons of options already available to you. Everything from beautifully designed animated clothes that do cost a chunk of money to more simple but still very cute items that are more affordable. This is what I really like about the premium store. I really enjoy the different price levels of the different clothes. If you don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on something digital, you don't have to. There are other options. But if you want to, there are pricier items that just look really nice. Look how these antlers glow. Oh, and the ones that drip water. I'm in heaven. I know there's recently been a lot of sore spots about the shop, but I do want to point out the things that I do like about it. But we have no idea what they have planned in the future. Maybe they're gonna add a bunch of cosmetics over time that we can get through quests or something. It's fine to criticize, absolutely, but I don't think it's fair to judge the entire future of this game on what's available in the game right now. So I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed and wait for new stuff. Okay, the way the premium shop works, since this can get a little confusing. Each piece of clothing has 3 different patterns. Inside of those 3 different patterns, they each have 3 different color options. So each style of clothing has 9 total outfits that you can buy, but you don't have to buy all 9. If you want, you can just buy one of the patterns and it's 3 color options. Look through them all, decide which ones you want, and wear the stuff everywhere. But the biggest thing that Palia is doing right, frequent updates. Finally, a cozy game that truly doesn't have to stop. The devs are dedicated to providing us with more content frequently, which is good since Palia is still in beta. There's so much that could be added in so many directions that they could go with new content. The world is completely open for whatever their minds can think up. They already have some plans for the rest of the year to start expanding upon the current options available to us. So far, their plans include an event, new quests and storylines, which we've already seen evidence of, new villagers, more furniture, additional crops, customization options including beards, controller support, quality of life improvements, and of course, the Switch release, which right now is scheduled for holiday 2023. You can tell there's a lot of work going into this game. I'm excited to see this game evolve into something incredible. Who knows? Maybe it'll be better than Animal Crossing. Unless it's Animal Crossing New Space, that's just unbeatable.